The law has often lagged behind love. It's one thing to finally have the right to marry. It's quite another to feel secure that your role as a parent won't be erased because you didn't give birth or share genetics. The good news? New York has made significant strides. The better news? If you're proactive, the law is now on your side more than ever. But be smart, be prepared, and get educated. Laws can change, and there are people who claim they are for freedom, just not for yours. Let's take a stroll down memory lane. Don't worry, it gets better. Before 2016, the legal landscape was downright grim for non-biological LGBTQ parents. If you weren't married or hadn't adopted the child, you could be shut out of their life entirely, even if you had been there from day one, doing the midnight feedings, reading the bedtime stories, and stepping on Legos like a champ. Then came the game changer, the 2016 Court of Appeals decision in Brooke SB versus Elizabeth ACC. That case broke through the rigid biological adoptive parent definition and finally recognized that a person could be a legal parent if there was clear agreement to raise the child together, even without biology or adoption. It was a huge sigh of relief for many families. In 2021, the Child Parent Security Act took things even further, bringing parentage law into the 21st century with protections for families using assisted reproduction and gestational surrogacy. Finally, a law that recognized modern families in all their glorious forms. The law is a bit like that one friend who always brings order to chaos. It straightened out a lot of the mess. Sperm and egg donors? Not parents unless you intended them to be. If you're using assisted reproduction and you and your partner intended to be parents, congratulations, you are. Gestational surrogacy is now legal and regulated, with protections for surrogates and intended parents. Adoption isn't always necessary, though still recommended in some cases. Now, same-sex couples can focus more on raising their kids and less on legal gymnastics. If you're not the biological parent, don't panic, but do prepare. There are a few paths to solidify your parental rights. Second parent adoption, the gold standard. It gives you ironclad recognition across all 50 states and helpful for international travel too. Birth certificate, plus acknowledgement of parentage. Thanks to the CPSA, this combo works well for those who used assisted reproduction and clearly intended to co-parent. Brooke SB. Standing. If you didn't do the paperwork, all hope isn't lost. You'll need clear and convincing evidence that you intended to parent the child together from the start. Emails, texts, fertility clinic paperwork, baby name brainstorming notes on napkins, gather it all. Breakups are hard. Breakups with children involved, even harder. Same-sex couples often face additional legal hurdles during custody battles, especially if they didn't lock down parentage. One especially poignant case involved a couple who had a wedding ceremony in 2005, back when same-sex marriage wasn't legal in New York, and got legally married in 2011. During divorce, they disagreed on the start date of their marriage. The court sided with 2005, recognizing their intent and honoring the reality of their commitment. In custody disputes, courts now have the tools to do what they couldn't before. Consider the child's best interests, even if the parent isn't biological. But make no mistake, it's a fight that's easier when the paperwork is in place. How to protect your family. If you're in a same-sex relationship and raising kids, here's your action plan. 1. Adopt, if possible. It may seem redundant, but it offers the strongest legal protection. 2. Document your intent. Paper trails matter, especially if you're not married. 3. Sign an acknowledgement of parentage. It's fast, easy, and powerful. 4. Update your estate plan. Wills, guardianships, healthcare proxies, get it all in writing. 5. Keep receipts, figuratively and literally. From daycare to doctor visits, your active role helps demonstrate parenthood. For unmarried couples, the burden is higher. The law gives married folks the benefit of the doubt. If you're not married, the best defense is good documentation. New York is miles ahead of many other states, but we still have work to do. The courts are still refining how to apply these rules in edge cases. Recognition outside New York can be a gamble. That's why even with favorable laws, a second parent adoption remains your best shield. The bottom line? Parenthood isn't just about biology, it's about being there. New York law is finally catching up to that truth, and it's our job to make sure our families are protected in every way possible. Call us. If you have questions, call Port and Sava at 516-352-2999 for a free consultation. We're a veteran-owned law firm. We believe in protecting everyone's freedoms, not a just chosen few.